It is iPad Pro 2020 time, and no, I did not forget about the 12.9-inch model. I have one right here that we're going to unbox in this video today, and this is going to replace my daily driver iPad. I prefer the bigger size because I do a lot of note-taking, and I like the screen real estate, and of course, I'll touch on this more in future videos and comparisons. So without wasting any more time, let's jump into this unboxing. But before we do, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like on this video, comment if you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, as the YouTube algorithm likes that, and will help push my content to more people. And if you are a recurring viewer, be sure to click the bell icon and turn on all notifications. This video is brought to you by Paperlike. And if you don't know who they are, they make these incredible screen protectors that transform the glass surface of your iPad Pro into a paper-like surface, hence the name, which makes the Apple Pencil writing and drawing experience just more intuitive and natural. And I'm super excited about covering their accessory in the future. And I'll leave my affiliate link in the video description, so if you buy a screen protector through that link, you can actually help out the channel. So here we have the brand new 12.9-inch iPad Pro 2020. I got it in the space gray 128 gig model. This is all the storage that I need. You may have heard me say that in my 11-inch unboxing. But yeah, let's just rip open the plastic here. I'm super excited. Like I said, this is going to replace my daily driver iPad because I do love the big size of this particular tablet. Let's get the box open, and here we are. Let's get it out of the box and take the plastic off. And as I said in my previous video, the 11-inch unboxing, this iPad looks very similar, if not identical, to the previous gen iPad Pro. I have mine right here. Actually, I'll take the case off of it so we can compare just the back side. The front side looks identical. You couldn't even tell them apart. But here we go. Here is the previous gen and the current gen. Same colors, same placement of the smart connector, same speaker cutouts, same antenna lines, and of course, the camera modules are different, which we'll talk about here. And of course, within the box, we have your typical documentation and literature and stickers. I say that just like Detroit Borg, and I actually live a driving distance from him. Mike, if you're watching this, hit me up. So putting the box off to the side here, let's turn this bad boy on, and I'll actually hold the power button a little bit longer than I did with my 11 inches. I actually lightly tapped them in my 11-inch unboxing video and they didn't turn on, and I had a mini heart palpitation, you know. Let's set up with English, United States. All right, Face ID time. Let's do this real quick. It says move your head slowly, but watch me just go like, I'm just rocking it out here. Great. Continue. All right, we're finally set up here, and here is this iPad. Let me set the brightness settings on no auto, and I have to turn on the auto lock to 10 minutes because otherwise the iPad would turn off every time I try to make a point. And if I didn't turn off auto brightness, my iPad would either be super dark or super overexposed, and that's not what we want. So here this is. Let me hook up my Apple Pencil 2nd Gen, and like I said in my last video here, I don't want to repeat too many things, but I love the Apple Pencil 2nd Gen because you can just snap it into place and it syncs up perfectly. So here it is. It's already connected, and I'll just go into notes right quick and write something here, you know, like a hello, and this feels just like the last gen, you know, super smooth with this 120 hertz panel that isn't different. Like I said in my initial impressions video of the iPad Pro before I even had it, I was a little bit disappointed that Apple didn't include like a mini LED or an OLED display in this device, but this LCD display is still fantastic even in 2020. It has great brightness and contrast, and it should be awesome for creative purposes and professional stuff and non-professional stuff like media consumption as well. And like I did in my 11-inch video, we're going to test out really quick here the ultra-wide camera. I have a camera lens right here we can take a picture of. So here is it at 1x, if I can even get it in the frame here, and here it is at 0.5x. So there you go. It's the same deal like you get with the iPhone. It's a bit grainier in the ultra wide and sharper with the wide angle. And one thing I did notice is that there is no back-facing portrait mode. For some reason, even though we have two camera lenses and sensors and a LiDAR detector, portrait mode will only work with the front-facing camera with all the Face ID tech. It kind of makes sense and kind of doesn't. I don't know. Hopefully, Apple releases a software update that will allow us to use portrait mode with this device, because after all, the iPhone XR managed to do that with one lens. I don't see why this couldn't, especially with all the depth sensing tech in the camera sensor. And also, I gotta mention, I'm really pleased with the way the camera sensor looks on the iPad Pro. It looks better in person. I like the understated black glass that they chose. It looks less obnoxious compared to like the iPhone 11 Pro, for example. And yeah, I think it looks fantastic. It's out of the way. It doesn't jut out as much as you'd think. It's not like a really obtrusive, you know, camera module, but yeah, it's there, it's bigger, and of course it brings more function, as we know. And as I said in my 11-inch unboxing, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but for those who haven't heard me say this yet, I am perfectly happy with the design right now. I don't think Apple could have improved it by that much anyway, so it makes sense for them to keep the design pretty much identical to the 2018 model, because that thing looked fantastic when it came out, and this design still looks great even in 2020. This thing is slim and trim, and the bezels still look excellent and uniform, and so far I'm not like yearning for something to look better. Of course, in like 2021 or 2022, I would expect Apple to not only make the display better, but also make the bezels smaller and make this look a little bit more futuristic. But for right now, like I said, I'm perfectly satisfied with what this device brings to the table in regard to design. And as I also said in my 11-inch unboxing, I am not going to do a Geekbench test in this video yet. I'm not going to compare the processors because I want to do a dedicated video on that. The A12Z feels a little bit quicker. I might be wrong. It might be like some kind of mental effect of getting a new product, but so far Face ID feels really quick, a bit quicker than that of my 2018 iPad Pros, but I'll confirm that. I'll make sure that I'm not making that up. And yeah, of course, everyday performance is going to feel really top-notch with this device because we are running a technically new processor, although it is of the same family. Once again, this device runs an A12Z over the A12X, which was already an amazing processor. So once again, we'll see just how much better the processor in here is compared to its predecessor. And yeah, so far, this is not a radically different device compared to the last gen, but even so, this iPad might be the one you want to upgrade to from your 2015 iPad Pro or your 2017 iPad Pro because of all the welcome changes like the better processor and of course the new camera setup as well. And that about wraps things up here. I hope this video was helpful. Expect a lot more iPad Pro 2020 content coming from me very soon. I'd really appreciate it. Once again, if you leave a like on this video, comment if you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, and subscribe for more content like this, and click the bell icon, turn on all notifications. It does help the channel out a lot. And as always, I'm Noah, and I will catch you all in the next one.